In the British Museum in London, Lucas Bishop sits, reading lots of news articles, aiming to use his knowledge to potentially shape the future. In Scotland, Warren Worthington, known as the Angel, takes great joy in his ability to fly. Like Bishop, he carries the mark of apocalypse, holding the end of the world within him. As long as he maintains his peace, he can keep it in check. In Paris, Gambit steals an item from the Louvre. As he's chased, he charges a small object with energy and throws it against a wall, causing an explosion. He jumps outside, where Phantom X intercepts him. Landing from his ship, EVA, Phantom X observes that Gambit doesn't appear to have anything valuable on him. There were complications, Remy responds. Very complicated. Phantom X proposes that he could simplify both of their lives by letting him go. Above the Atlantic Ocean, aboard a plane, Rogue and Old Man Logan are on their way to the US, still 3 hours away. Logan chooses to catch some sleep. In her desperation, Psylocke reaches out to her fellow X-Men. She finds herself trapped within a colossal psychic butterfly formed from her own energy, wreaking havoc on the Shard, one of London's iconic skyscrapers. Something drives her, and the voices of the people below beg to be released. As the X-Jet approaches, they spot helicopters attempting to shoot at Psylocke. The police warn the unidentified aircraft that they will open fire. I doubt they can, Logan replies. Rogue scolds him, asking if he wants them to hurt Psylocke. No, but shooting over London won't fix anything. Rogue responds. Before he can ask if she has a better idea, she's already jumped from the plane. She flies towards the energy figure, resembling Psylocke's own blades that have been unleashed. Despite its strength, the energy manages to cut her skin, but she keeps going, getting closer to Psylocke. She speaks to Psylocke, declaring her intent to touch her, absorb her power, and take control. Psylocke cautions her that they will return. Just as the energy blades are about to strike Rogue, Angel flies in. He shields Rogue with his body, and his feathered wings morph into Archangel's metallic form, protecting them both from the energy blades. Meanwhile, EVA has also approached. What's Psylocke planning? Phantom X wonders. Gambit thinks she's about to bring the whole building down. Maybe, Phantom X agrees. It would certainly be a big show. Gambit calls him out for being indifferent, insisting that Psylocke needs their help. Wasn't Psylocke once your partner? Gambit asks. She was far more than just an ally to you. Phantom X responds, and now she is much less. At that moment, the energy blades attack them. Logan exits the jet, aiming to reach Rogue. He spots someone on the street being chased by the psychic blades and decides to intervene. Inside EVA, Gambit and Phantom X are locked in combat with the psychic blades, finding them hard to stop with their attacks. Gambit requests a clip of bullets, charges them up, and hands them back to Phantom X. Meanwhile, Logan lands on the street, urging the bystanders to run away. He attracts the attention of the psychic blades towards himself. Just before they strike, they're destroyed by Bishop's gunfire. Bishop recognizes Logan as the one who wiped out all the X-Men in his alternate dimension. Bishop starts to explain that he received a psychic distress call from Psylocke. But before he can finish, Angel carries him away, informing him that Rogue needs his help. Rogue clarifies that Psylocke has been influenced by an unusual psychic energy. She could absorb it, but that would leave her infected. Uncertain, Bishop believes he could transform it into something else. Rogue reaches out to absorb Psylocke's power. A short distance away, with the blades temporarily stopped, Phantom X exclaims they've won. Maybe we've won this fight, Gambit acknowledges, but the bigger battle isn't finished yet. He reminds Phantom X that the bullet clips he's holding are still charged. Rogue kisses Bishop to transfer the power to him. He alters it and redirects it upwards, narrowly missing one of the helicopters. Later, Rogue apologizes to Bishop, but he assures her he's fine. Although, I usually don't feel like I've been kicked in the head after a kiss, he remarks. Logan, Gambit, and Phantom X joined Hope in unit. Phantom X said they saved the day. Logan asked what Phantom X did. Phantom X admitted he did less than some but more than most. Gambit cheered on Phantom X, who confidently said he always does his best. Logan asks Rogue if she's alright. She expresses gratitude for Bishop's presence, and mentions he seems to have caught a case of the Gambit. Logan reveals he found Gambit on the street, along with Phantom X. Psylocke's distress call had reached them, as well as others. Right on time, Beast emerges from EVA. He apologizes for being late, but observes that they seem to have managed quite well without him. Rogue expresses surprise, recalling that he had distanced himself from the X-Men after the Inhumans conflict. Beast says, I got Psylocke's call. I couldn't ignore it. Psylocke, cradled in Angel's arms, urges them to stop chatting. Behind all of this is the Spider, the Shadow King. He's after all of them. They all fall silent, staring at her. Finally, Rogue asks if she's sure. She thought the Shadow King was gone for good. Psylocke reminds her that she used to trap him inside her mind. She knows his presence. He's targeting psychics, weaving a web to escape the astral plane, and enter the real world. He had her trapped, and she couldn't resist him. She's never felt his influence so intensely. It was overwhelming, like being submerged in darkness. He aims to take control of the world and watch it decay from within. Warren urges her to stay hopeful. They're there for her. But Psylocke isn't reassured. If they hadn't intervened, this would have only been the beginning. If the Shadow King can overpower her, he can target others, revealing she's seen his plans. If he escapes, it'll be dangerous. Beast asks what their next move should be. She insists they need to stop him. She can guide them to the astral plane. They must confront him, control him, or even eliminate him if necessary. If he captures another psychic of her ability, the world will drown in darkness. Logan, Rogue, and Gambit immediately step forward to volunteer. Angel points to the helicopters floating around the tower, suggesting they find a more private location. We don't have time for that, Psylocke insists. Warren decides he'll remain behind to keep watch. The astral plane is unpredictable, and agility isn't his ally when it comes to facing the Shadow King. Beast declares he knows exactly who this blue adversary is, and offers to accompany them to the astral plane. Phantom X volunteers as well. Psylocke snaps at him, questioning why he's even there. She certainly didn't call him for help. I know, he responds. Because of their difficult past, he wouldn't have come willingly. He's there because she reached out to Gambit, his closest friend. And until Gambit settles his debts with him, he'll ensure his safety. Gambit questions why Phantom X is mentioning their personal problems. Phantom X clarifies that he is only here for business, not personal matters. He notes that he has a reputation to protect and doesn't want to be associated with a thief. In response, Gambit points out that Phantom X is a thief as well. Phantom X responds, yes, but I'm an uncommon thief. For example, my illusion abilities would be invaluable on the astral plane, a realm of illusions. Phantom X insists that as long as Gambit owes him, he'll stand by his side. Bishop offers to stay and keep Psylocke and the others safe. Angel thanks him but doesn't think there will be a fight. Bishop fears the Shadow King might control their friends, so having two outside is safer. Warren explains he keeps Archangel controlled as he's dangerous, and wants to destroy the world. Bishop questions how he'll protect Psylocke then. Angel suggests they each protect in their own way. Psylocke prepares the other 5, who are lying down, cautioning them that the Shadow King can use their emotions against them. The longer they're there, the more he learns about them. Their willpower is their defense and weapon. She sends them to the Shadow King's realm, warning them that he'll sense their presence instantly. On the astral plane, the Shadow King appears with Amal Farouk's upper body, and a spider's lower half. He smiles, aware that the X-Men are on their way to stop him. He thinks about their attempts to save the world, considering minor changes to his plans. The X-Men may think they're prepared for any apocalypse, but they overlook a crucial aspect. On the astral plane, the real danger lies in secrets, not battles. On his web, the Shadow King approaches a cocoon, and opens it to reveal a trapped Charles Xavier. Smiling, he acknowledges the agreement between them.